Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Here to give you guys a heads up on your last chance to get a piece of content over on Steam. Now, it's a free piece of content, but you do need to own the game, so we'll go over that. But you can get the game super cheap from our good friends at Instant Gaming. Speaking of Instant Gaming, I want to highlight a couple of other deals that they've got available. One game that's in the news cycle a little bit, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But right off the top, Dave the Diver's Godzilla DLC is officially getting pulled forever from Steam tomorrow. Unfortunately, to add that piece of content to your library, you do have to own Dave the Diver. The game goes for $20 on Steam, but right now over at Instant Gaming, it is available for $9.62. The game is generally received as one of the best indie games of the last few years, so you could go ahead and pick that up on the cheap, then also get the Godzilla DLC. You could get that directly from Steam. You just add it to your library, and you'll be good to go. If you add the DLC to your library, obviously it is yours to own forever, and you don't have to play the game anytime soon, but the content will be available in your library. The game itself, Dave the Diver, obviously is not getting pulled. It's just this Godzilla piece of content that is this licensed crossover content, and that's generally how licensing agreements work, that the DLC is available for X amount of time, and then they can come back to the table. And given that this was free DLC, I'm actually curious how the exact deal worked out, but yeah, it was available for 6 months. Maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. I don't know. I am under the assumption, and it's always best to be under the assumption, that whenever something gets pulled, it's getting pulled forever, and you should try to get it in your library if you do have, FOMO, as far as stuff like that's concerned. I'm not saying that this is Transformers War for Cybertron level content that you're missing out on, which I am still salty about, and there's some rumblings that maybe that'll get re-released, but, everybody is going to perceive it differently, and again, this is one of the best indie games of the last few years, at least received indie games of the last few years. $9.62 for that, and then go add the Godzilla DLC to your library. Speaking of very well-received games, Balatro has been very well-received, and it is a contender for the Video Game Awards as Game of the Year. I was scrolling through X, and I saw a tweet that was like, I can't believe Balatro got nominated for Game of the Year, and Stellar Blade didn't. Look, Stellar Blade's a great game, but I don't think we need to put down Balatro, and I immediately, when I saw that tweet, I was like, oh, this dude's gonna go under fire, and he ultimately did. Somebody responded, and then that tweet blew up, and I just saw the chain go a little crazy. But the thing is, again, Balatro isn't a game that I've spent a significant amount of time with, but I know people that have played a ton of it, and they love this game. The thing about the nominees, first of all, take it with a grain of salt. You don't have to get all up in arms and salty over it. If Shadow of the Erdtree wins Game of the Year, yes, it's incredibly dumb and it's incredibly stupid in my opinion, but ultimately, like, who cares? Like, From Software is going to collect like 1 billion of these Game Award trophies. That's why I just think it should go to a Metaphor, or even a Balatro, or even an Astrobot. One of those games, I feel like winning it would just do that studio a lot of good in terms of them being lesser known. And a game like Metaphor, anime-centric JRPGs, they generally don't win Game of the Year. So it would just be cool for a game like that to win, but who knows what's going to happen. Balatro getting nominated is pretty cool in its own right, so again, not a game I've spent a great deal of time with, but the fact is, it is in the news cycle being nominated for Game of the Year, and again, I saw that chain of tweets. Like, we don't, like, Stellar Blade's great, we don't gotta put down another game that, for a lot of people is legitimately one of their Game of the Years, if not their Game of the Years, that actually spent a lot of time with it. So, Stellar Blade's fantastic, like I said, but no need to put down Balatro as far as that topic on social media was concerned. The Game of the Year contenders outside of Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, I actually think are pretty good this year. Like, Shadow of the Erdtree being nominated, I think is kind of dumb. Maybe that should have been swapped out for Stellar Blade, but, there are other games. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth isn't nominated, and I put Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth above Stellar Blade, so it's so subjective. There's so many opinions to be had. There were a lot of great games this year, so it's a good time to be a gamer. Silent Hill 2 also came out this year, so, like, there was a lot of great stuff. Space Marine 2, you could throw in there. And I could go on and on. But Balatro did get nominated, and you could pick it up for $8.01. Lastly, No Man's Sky, $17.67. If No Man's Sky isn't nominated for Best Ongoing Game, it absolutely should be, because Hello Games has done a phenomenal job of keeping this game updated, keeping this game fresh, keeping the game in the news cycle. Look, I always talk about it, but I picked this game up back in August of 2016 when this game initially came out, and it was a disaster. Performance issues, lacking content, unfulfilled promises. I can go on and on. The game was a train wreck, and am I going to say that No Man's Sky at this point is living up to the promises they made prior to the release of the game, or the expectations, rather? That's a better word to use, the expectations people had. I don't know. That's ultimately up for you to decide, and I'm not even the best person to fully assess a game like No Man's Sky. You guys probably know survival games is one genre that I don't really get into. It's kind of like, you know, RTSs for me. There are games within that genre that I do enjoy, but for the most part, like, I don't vibe with that genre as much. However, any person can objectively assess what Hello Games has done. And what Hello Games has done is quite tremendous in terms of keeping a game fresh, keeping a game updated, and restoring goodwill that they had eviscerated, that they had nuked, because now Hello Games has a lot of goodwill with their consumers based on the fact that they've been dropping consistent free updates. And really, Hello Games needs to be studied in terms of how you restore goodwill with your audience. It takes a Herculean effort, but it is possible, and Hello Games has done exactly that. Maybe Ubisoft should take a couple of notes. I get it, they are totally different developers, publishers, everything like that, but I just think it's great. I won't say that No Man's Sky is the greatest video game turnaround of all time. I really do feel like if you objectively assess that, it has to be Final Fantasy XIV #1. Final Fantasy XIV above and beyond, I think, every other game that has had a massive turnaround, whether you look at No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk 2077, etc., etc. I just think Final Fantasy XIV, when you actually assess what that game has meant to Square Enix and where that game was and where it is now, as legitimately, quite possibly, the best received MMO on the market, I feel like no other game can really top that. But No Man's Sky is in second place, I believe, in terms of restoring goodwill and restoring perception of a video game that 8 years ago, man, it was not looking good. And I can't believe it's been 8 years since No Man's Sky has come out, but they've done a phenomenal job in terms of continually updating the game. And right now, $17.67. Think about that. You're paying less than a third of what schmucks like me paid back in August of 2016, where it was a $60 game. And you are getting a far superior game. They just started rolling out cross-platform saves and migrating saves and everything like that. There's just so much they're doing with this game. Content updates, events, etc., etc. Even if it's not the genre that I vibe with, they've done a phenomenal job in terms of what they offer with this game. But that'll do it for me. Again, Dave the Diver, $9.62 over at Instant Gaming. You get a Steam key for all of these deals, and yeah, go get the Godzilla DLC as well. That's the main reason why I'm mentioning that right now. So definitely worthwhile to check that out. And the Godzilla DLC, Balatro, $8.01, and No Man's Sky, $17.67. All around great deals. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.